What your favorite FIFA says about you. FIFA 17. The Journey with Alex Hunter. EA tried to sell excitement with a generic story, but you still have to accept it. The story wasn't that bad. I certainly didn't finish it. But that was for other reasons. Maybe this is the best FIFA of all. Or if it's not the best, it's pretty close. It has good gameplay. Can you spot the differences from the previous edition? Of course it's not perfect and had some flaws too, but even so, FIFA 17 with all its flaws gave you something like hope. Because you have to admit something. The game was one of the best things they'd given us lately. Did you buy into the hype of FIFA 18 smiling, Ronaldo on the cover, promises of massive changes, hype out of control? To top it off, it was the World Cup year, which increased the marketing even more. If 18 is your favorite, are you someone who falls for the promises behind what you buy? Someone who gets hyped by marketing and trailers? Then you have to convince yourself that it wasn't that bad. And you know what's worse? You keep doing it. You buy things you don't need, just because they looked better in the ad. You get your hopes up for things you know will disappoint you. FIFA 19 may be also one of the best FIFA games in decades. After waiting for the Champions League, it finally came to FIFA. Possibly the best recent FIFA game feature is adding the Champions League. You can't deny it. Didn't you get hooked trying to win the Champions League with your favorite team on the hardest difficulty? Those were real challenges, but something strange began here, marking the change from other FIFA games. You started to notice it a little, but even so, you got excited seeing a rounder ball and textured grass. And what if, basically, from here on, she started turning us into liars without us realizing it? FIFA 21 might be one of the best FIFA games because of everything that boosted it. The pandemic, quarantine, the world coming to a halt. Didn't you have anything else to do but play FIFA? When you have nothing to do, you cling to anything that distracts you. So probably yes. If 21 is your favorite, do you remember it as better than it was? And does that also mean you played FIFA when there was no real football? When the league stopped? When people were dying in the hospital? While you were scoring goals with Mbappe in your room, the game wasn't great, but it was all we had. The last bit of normality in a world gone mad. You played online matches while losing jobs, while relationships collapsed over Zoom, while you watched people dying on the news. If 21 is your favorite, it's not because it was the best, but for keeping you sane and serving as therapy. When you couldn't afford a real FIFA 15, you learned to settle for less if 15 is your favorite. You're someone who learned early to lower expectations, who prefers small exceptions over big hopes, who takes what comes. And you probably still do that now. Mediocre jobs, relationships you accept, lukewarm relationships you hold on to, goals you no longer pursue. FIFA 15 is your favorite because it's when you stopped expecting greatness and started appreciating when things weren't a total disaster. FIFA 7. If 7 is your favorite, is there something in you that refuses to go with the flow? While everyone shouts that 3 is the best, you defend 7 as if it were your religion. And you know what? You have a point. That game had soul. With Ronaldinho on the cover, when he was still pure magic, before his light faded, before we understood that even geniuses have an expiration date. You were likely still a kid in elementary or early middle school, when soccer meant everything, and nothing else was needed for happiness. You'd get home from school, drop your backpack, turn on the console, you didn't have a job, you didn't have debts, and, well, basically, you didn't have any of the things that come with being a functional adult. FIFA 9. Did you see something beautiful being born before it turned into a monster? Ultimate Team started here, arriving quietly and unnoticed. It was an extra mode no one requested, but it changed everything. If FIFA 9 is your favorite, you saw something others don't understand. When opening packs mattered, since it didn't happen daily, and you could build a team without breaking the bank, something darker. If FIFA 9 is your favorite, you were probably one of the first to get hooked. One of the first to feel that dopamine. Seeing a gold card shine, you were among the first to realize FIFA wasn't just a game anymore. It was a casino disguised as football. Yet, like everyone else, you kept playing, because once you try it, you can't let go of that feeling. FIFA 11. People say everything is generic, but this FIFA is rarely mentioned, and those who do, speak with intense, almost religious passion. In this FIFA, every player felt unique. Rooney had that animal-like aggression, Messi had that impossible acceleration, and Ibrahimovic had those kung fu moves. They weren't just different stats, they were different people. If 11 is your favorite, is there something in you that resists standardization? Does it bother you that everything is a template now? Does it bother you that all the players in the current FIFA are the same model, just with different numbers? Does it bother you that the whole world prefers efficiency over character? It likely bothers you how people all talk, dress, and think alike, and how everything turns into an algorithmic formula. Is FIFA 11 your favorite because it reminds you of when things had character and being unique mattered? With FIFA 12, were you the first to sense something was breaking? The new physics engine, the impact engine, sounded incredible in the trailers, but it was actually a mess in practice. Players falling like bowling pins, ridiculous collisions, bugs everywhere. EA Sports sold innovation and delivered a pile of crap. If 12 is your favorite, are you someone who learned a harsh lesson early on? Promises aren't always kept, and things that sound good in theory can fail in reality. You played it despite the bugs because your friends did, because it was FIFA, and you didn't want to fall behind. FIFA 13. This is one of the great ones, the one everyone mentions, and you're right. 13 was perfect. The perfect balance between simulation and fun. Servers that didn't crash every weekend. Ultimate Team remained playable without spending all your money. The last time everything basically worked. But let's be brutally honest. If 13 is your favorite, it's not just because of the game, it's because all your friends were there. They were still young enough. They weren't scattered around, not married with kids. They weren't being sued for abandonment. And not so busy that they couldn't answer messages. Were they there, in your living room, shouting when someone scored a goal in the 90th minute? When was the last time you played with all your friends together? Exactly. FIFA 13 is your favorite, because it was the last moment when everything was fine. The last summer before you understood that summers don't last forever. FIFA 14, did you buy into the lie of the next generation? PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Graphics never seen before. The future is here. If 14 is your favorite, you struggle to let go and hold on to things that failed, because admitting something died is too painful. 14 was slow-heavy, frustrating. But did you defend it? Or maybe it's even worse. Is 14 your favorite? Because back then, you were going through something so messed up that you didn't even notice the game was bad, and FIFA was your escape. It didn't matter if it was trash. All that mattered was that for a few hours, just hours, you wouldn't think about what was destroying you. If 23 is your favorite, have you already given up? You don't resist microtransactions, don't complain about the game, or compare it to past versions. You play because your friends do, and the WhatsApp group is active on weekends. Because that's all there is, and getting angry wastes energy you don't have. FC 24 isn't technically FIFA anymore, but it's the same brand. FIFA is gone. Now it's FC. Same game. Just a new name, like when you try to reinvent something, but you're still the same broken person. If FC 24 is your favorite, are you very young and that's all you know? Or are you someone who has already accepted that nothing comes back? You don't miss previous versions because you know that missing them is useless. You don't compare because comparing only hurts. You just play like everyone does now, with no expectations, no illusions, just the present, just survival. And well, what else can I tell you? At least the textures and graphics did improve. Although, honestly, it's not a huge leap. The truth is, it's already normal for EA to barely improve their games. If you enjoyed this video, I have thousands more like it. Just click the playlist shown here. Remember to comment, subscribe, and like.